Hi, I'm Tom Mihawk, and welcome to the Personal Finance Investments course number 717. I'm thrilled to have you. This video is for our first summer session course in 2023. This personal finance course started in 2013. I'm actually, I think, on 10 years now. And it started with cash management. I started actually with introduction to personal finance, then added cash management, then added this investments course, and then added insurance and estate planning. By the way, insurance, estate planning, and retirement is being offered the second session, summer session. If you're not signed up, please give it a consideration. These, if you're an alum, you get to take the course historically for half price. You also get credits toward a minor, which is a great thing for the personal finance course. There are 4 courses in the personal finance course. As I said, introduction, cash management. Those 2 are offered in winter session. And then investments, this one, and insurance, estate planning, and retirement are offered second session. It varies a little bit from year to year, but that's generally when they're offered. 2 in the winter, 2 in the summer. Welcome. I'm thrilled to have you. Thanks for taking the course. For background, I'm now a private banker at JP Morgan. I do investments, estate planning, insurance, borrowing, banking, pretty much anything someone needs. And JP Morgan has almost all the things people need. We have great services, great products. I have great colleagues. It's a terrific place to be. Earlier in my career, I'm an undergrad engineer, mechanical engineer. Went back to graduate business school and went to work in investment banking on Wall Street. Did corporate finance, merger and acquisitions, and investment banking, things like that. And then went to a portfolio company and distributed insurance and investments nationally to institutions, but the people using my services were ultimately typically financial planners or private individuals accessing those services directly, like at Fidelity. I did that for about 10 years, and for the last almost 20, I've been a private client advisor, doing insurance, estate planning, investments, private equity, family office services, and things like that. As I said, I've taught this course for around 10 years, and these 4 courses for around 10 years. And initially, there was a big deal about it not being face-to-face. Being online was a big change. Well, things have changed a lot in the world, and online things are done more often. The course is set up so that you can work ahead if you want. If you know you're taking a vacation or you have business travel, it's set up so that you can do it the way you need to. All the times in the course are listed are Eastern U.S. So if you're traveling out of the country or traveling abroad somewhere, you can take the course wherever you are and complete whatever is required to get done. My goal for you is to have this be among the best courses you've taken at UMass in the Isenberg MBA program. I'd love it to be among the very best you've taken, but I certainly want it to be the most useful that you've taken. And I want to do this by creating a community for us. Our discussions will help us do that. Originally, we used to think, well, if you're not involved in every discussion as the instructor, you're not offering good advice. Well, what I've found is that having a thread where everyone adds to it, and then the way I contribute is by having Zoom meetings. We'll have probably 2, at least 1, probably 2 during the time. We have enough time during this session to be able to do that. And during those Zoom meetings, we'll talk about the material. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about related to personal finance. We probably won't. We might talk some sports or some news if you want, but it's personal finance and in particular investments. In the course, we'll talk about stocks, bonds, investing strategy, mutual funds, alternatives, and how to use these things in your portfolios. We have a project that'll allow you to pull all this learning together and put together a plan for yourself, considering what you've done historically and what you would like to do in the future. I list this in my resume. I was told by a headhunter once that I should have something unique. So I want to share with you that I coached sports for about a dozen years, maybe a little more. Girls and boys, travel, competitive travel and not so competitive intramural, soccer and lacrosse. But what was unique about that was that I had 3 undefeated teams, and I produced those undefeated teams not by playing all my best players all the time. Anyone can do that, and you know, your players hate you, and so do your parents. But I did that by developing people, by developing talent, by putting people in the right places, by asking questions and listening. And I would like to bring that same energy and that same motivation and the same intentions to this course. Please be in touch with me if you have any questions. I'm available at tomjmihok, M-I-H-O-K, at gmail.com. You can reach me at my UMass email address too. I also check that. Gmail I check most often, but also UMass. And I'll show you in the last slide other ways that you can find me. In the course, our first work is due on June 10th. So we have a few weeks before our first work is due. Weekly work is due after that, June 17th, June 24th, July 1st. We wrap up the course on July 12th. Our project is due on July 12th, as well as our last work on July 12th. Please refer to the syllabus for any information. It describes how to score well on the discussions, how to score well on the project, how the quizzes work. If you have any questions, please be in touch. I'm here to try to make this be, again, one of the best courses you take at Isenberg, and certainly one of the most valuable and useful that you take. This information, personal finance, unlike other things you might take, in this course, you'll use this the rest of your life. It forms the basis for what you'll use the rest of your life. The text is where we learn these concepts. Podcasts and our Zoom are where we discuss them, and you'll do more of that when you leave the course and talk to others about it when you leave. I'd like you to know about a book that I wrote it was actually first a note, and then during COVID I turned it into a book and published it at Amazon. It was briefly a hot new release, which is amazing. I mean, it was ranked over What Color's Your Parachute that I used, 30 years ago, which is a standard. Again, it was only momentary, but it was #1 briefly. And it is about how to produce a resume that gets noticed. Not so much how to write a resume, but how to take a resume that's already written and make it better. It's to be used, it's to help you use in competitive situations where the other candidates are just as good as you. And you want to be able to have your reader absorb the information quickly, determine how good you are quickly, and invite you in, or invite you back, or ask you for an interview or something like that. So the book is called Optimize Your Resume. It's not part of this course, it's part of the introduction course, but I will give you a link. You'll be able to find it. And if you have any questions about your resume, if you'd like to look at your resume, I'd be happy to do that with you. I can do that very quickly, and I'm happy to do that with you. So wrapping up, you can find me at LinkedIn, find me at Resume Optimization, at Instagram and Twitter, tomjmihok at gmail.com. As I said, I teach personal finance modules 1, 2, 3, and 4, Introduction, Cash Management, Investments, and Insurance, Retirement, and Estate Planning. Have now for about 10 years. I'm thrilled to have you. Let me check my notes quickly to see if there's anything that I missed. Thank you very much for taking the course. I want this to be an impactful course for you, among the best you take at Isenberg. I wanted to challenge you also. I want you to have fun, but I wanted to challenge you, have fun, and create a community where you can learn and take information with you. Our first discussion is to introduce yourself, tell us something about yourself and your background, and I look forward to reading those. Thanks very much for taking the course. I look forward to getting to know all of you in the next 6 or so weeks. Thanks, and take care.